In today's session, we are going to discuss very, very important topic that, in my view, is one of the most underrated issues across Kenya. So the insurance sector, in my view, is very, very underrated. That is why you find, a lot of people don't take personal accident cover. They don't take motor vehicle insurance covers. Some people play hide and seek games with police, and they see themselves as heroes, saying that I have driven a vehicle for 1 year without insurance and I have never been caught. So in this video, we have some, good panelists. They are going to introduce themselves. It's a very well composed panel with experts, with and also a study case. Expert, I mean, he is an insurance advisor. A case study, I mean, he's a taxi driver. So I am going to give them as an opportunity to introduce themselves. Then we get into a marathon of questions. As you can see, I have a number of questions that I'll be asking the driver as well as the insurance advisor on what are the most critical insurance matters that affect everyone in Kenya, and what solutions are there that everyone can afford, so that they can take that opportunity and reach out to them. So, Mr. Moi, I'll give you a minute to introduce yourself, and then we go over to Martin.
So thank you, Joe, and our viewers. My name is Elijah Moi. I'm a financial advisor, and as always, I'm very delighted, number one, to update you on what is happening in our industry, because it's quite wide and we can't really exhaust the topics on insurance in a day. That is why we keep on bringing you what is happening in our industry. So thank you so much, Joe.
Thank you very much, Elijah. And Mr. Martin, thank you for taking a seat of a driver.
Yes.
I think from that seat, you can give us the honest view of the industry.
Very true.
And you represent the many taxi drivers,
Yes,
as well as anyone who drives vehicle in this country.
Yes.
So your view will be very important in this discussion.
Yes. Yes, my name is Martin, for those maybe who are watching this for the first time. So I am a part-time Uber driver, and in this conversation, I'll be speaking on behalf of many drivers. Yes, and I'm ready to have this conversation.
All right. Yes. So directly into these questions.
Yes.
So Martin, I wanted you to give us a view of the challenges that exist out there when it comes to vehicles driving. I know there are so many people who drive vehicles in this country, but not everyone drive their vehicle for business. For people like you who drive your vehicle for business, what are the biggest challenges that you encounter? Maybe you can highlight three, and maybe out of the three, you tell us which one do you think is the most critical issue that affects people who drive vehicles for business.
Yes, so I've been in this industry for not so many years, at least 5 months. And speaking on behalf of many drivers, I would say that from my own observation that many drivers depend on this job. Like they depend on it for basic things. So that being the case, sometimes you may find drivers kind of overworking. Sijui kama ushaipata madrivers hata wakilala kwa gari, because maybe they haven't met their targets, because maybe they have targets for the partners, maybe gari ni alone, vitu kama hizo. So sometimes drivers overwork, and because of the inconsistency in terms of income. So kuna hiyo shida ya you cannot like say this is the much that I earn per month. It depends on how the days are, how the seasons are. So kuna hiyo uncertainty ya pesa. So kama uko na bills, ama uko na maybe your bills are quite high, maybe uko na loan unalipa na nini, sometimes you are not able to plan for that income vile inaweza kuwa sustainable. Ujue una predict hii mwezi nita earn this much. So I would say hiyo ni challenge moja ya inconsistency. And then number two, most people who work, at least those who have interacted with them, they are family people. So now tukisema hiyo who are affected na hiyo inconsistency ya income, so many drivers are not able to take care of their families in terms of medical covers. And then from now what most people believe, ama ile perception iko huko nje, is that medical covers from insurance companies are quite expensive for low income earners. So in as much as they want to cover their families, their income does not allow. So kuna hiyo challenge, yeah, you want to do some things but maybe income hailingani na hizi mahitaji. Yes. So hiyo ni I think one of the biggest challenges ni your inconsistency ya income. So hauwezi sema ati I earn this much and based on this I can be able to commit this much on medical, I can be able to commit this much for investment, vitu kama hizo. Yes.
Thank you very much. I think what I pick from your statement is that this is a very unpredictable job.
Very unpredictable.
For Uber drivers, for anyone who is a driver, because days are not the same, and I think you have seen that from all the many interviews I have done on this channel.
Yes.
Some days are green, other days are completely dry. So Uber drivers cannot actually tell you how much money they make. Maybe they can give you a rough figure. But also you have said something else about, other incidences that could happen, probably even in the normal business environment. Your vehicle could get an accident, you as a driver could get sick, and maybe you lose income. And that is where we want to bring in Mr. Elijah here, so that he can give us his view in the eye of what you have just mentioned, that sometime a driver can wake up feeling unwell. And you know, when you feel unwell, you never know how long that illness will take for you to recover. Other times, your vehicle could get into an accident and it ends up in a garage. Sometimes it can take a month, some few more months to troubleshoot the issue and get your vehicle back on the road. In those kind of incidences, what type of insurance solution are out there? Maybe don't mention the price, we'll come back to it, but just highlight for us a few bullets of some of the solutions that exist out there.
Thank you so much, Joe. One of the things I've picked from Martin is that one, for a driver, especially Bolt and Uber, since this is a full-time job for them, if you are a serious person, we understand that if your car possibly breaks down, you are out of work. That means that when you are not working, your family could be suffering. Yeah. So that one particular challenge may not be solved by you buying a medical cover, but rather what you can possibly take is an income replacement tool in an insurance company, so that it can help you when your car is broken down. Yeah, the much you would have gotten in that particular day, you can be compensated. So one of the tool we can use is an income replacer or an income replacement insurance policy. Number two is a medical cover, because there are those instances when the instances that makes you not go to work, especially when you are so fatigued, you feel you are sickly. So what happens is you might go to a hospital, and that day you are not able to get an income. So when you are in that hospital bed, who will be taking care of your family? Yeah, so that is another challenge. Again, the medical cover will not still take care of that particular issue or incidents. Yeah, because for medical cover, it only covers your hospital hospital expenses. But for an income replacement insurance, it covers the loss of income when you are not working. But we have basically so many insurance companies offering those particular solutions. That is for medical and income replacement insurance. However, I must tell you that insurance nowadays, or how the insurance companies have designed their product, they've made it in a way to include those low income earners like drivers. Yes, as for the price, just as you've told me, we shall come back to it after understanding what drivers or how much they possibly earn, so that we can be able to see what they can afford.
Thank you very much. I think before I come to Martin, I want just you to clarify something. You have said that there are some days when a driver will feel fatigued, will feel sickly, and on such a day, he can utilize his income replacement cover to be paid for that day when he is feeling fatigued and sickly. But I think that sounds too sweet to be true, knowing that insurances are known for not paying. Even when your car has an accident that is visible, it has overturned, everything has broken down, and you are not paid. I'm wondering, for such soft cases, will drivers be paid, or what would be the due diligence from the insurance company to ensure that there is no foul play and actually drivers will be paid for genuine cases of, being out of work for reasons that can be verified?
Yeah. So thank you. I know that is the major concern for even us as an insurance. And what you'll find is majority of insurance companies here in Kenya have not come up with straightforward plans, yeah, for that particular segment, because we know or we understand what is the likelihood of fraud. Yeah, you may say my car got an accident. Yeah, you may also say that I went to a hospital and yet you took a day off to rest. So what we have currently, we have the conventional income replacement policies, yeah, which are cheap, but I must put a disclaimer: they only cover you when you are in that hospital bed, and we have ways as an insurance company to verify, or when you possibly got an accident and death occurred or disability occurred, that is easily verifiable. Yeah, but as for the car breaking down, we are yet to go there. However, there are some insurance companies that are trying to customize a plan to take care of that. But on medical, yeah, medical is a straightforward plan. It's either you are sick or not. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Now, coming back to Mr. Martin, there is a time I did some investigation as to how much an insurance policy costs. And I think you also gave me some quotation, and I can admit here that insurance policies are not cheap, because I saw, for me to get an outpatient amount of around 100,000, an inpatient of maybe 1 million, I might need to spend 100,000 purchasing that medical cover. And here we are with the drivers who complain every other minute. But I thank God Martin does not complain a lot. But a lot of drivers I interview complain a lot. And I was wondering, from where you sit, Martin,
Yes.
how much do you think you can afford as a driver to purchase any insurance policy that is not mandatory? Forget about your car policy, because that is mandatory.
Yes.
Voluntarily, how much do you think as an Uber driver you can set apart to purchase a policy without too much struggle? Of course, you can purchase the one I'm talking about, the 100K,
Yes,
but
yes.
it will be sweat.
Yes,
How
very
much
true.
do you think you can comfortably set aside to purchase a policy that serves you significantly? You don't want a policy just to tell yourself you have one,
Yes.
but you want one that, in case of an incident, it serves you a great purpose.
Yes. So I must agree that there's that perception that insurance policies are a bit expensive, which is true. But at the same time, I think from my own observation, there are those that are quite affordable. But now, speaking on behalf of drivers, those that sometimes cannot be able to predict how much you're going to earn this month. So for an average driver who earns maybe between 1,000 and 1,500 now this low season, for me as a driver, I would be comfortable not to really stretch myself so much, but kitu kama 1,000 per month would be good for me, because I also have other bills. So siwezi I could stretch sana. So maybe if that can be manageable, can be something that can be available in the market, is something as a driver I would go for comfortably. Yes. So maybe Moi can help us understand whether there is that kind of a solution. Yes.
Yeah, I think another point I wanted just to clarify with you is that you have said that insurance is perceived to be for people who are rich.
Yes.
And maybe to add on to that, and all of us, have that experience that people with big vehicles,
Yes.
vehicles that costs, more than 10 million, 5 million and above, they all ride on third party insurance. While, those guys have the ability to purchase comprehensive, but they don't.
Yes.
So why do you think that, people who have money in terms of insurance, they take it more or less for granted, while the guys at the bottom, of course, they don't take it for granted, but they assume they cannot afford.
Yes.
But in case of a bad incident, the guy at the bottom, they cannot even afford to replace or to replace the vehicle or to treat themselves.
Yes.
What would be your, remarks with regard to that?
I think first of all, we must agree that it's mandatory for you to have an insurance cover. So that party is the least. I mean, is the bare minimum. So when maybe, as you have said from your observation, that people with money, sometimes they opt to go for that parties. I would say first of all to comply with the law. A comprehensive insurance cover is not a mandatory cover. It's an option for someone who wants to get more coverage, as opposed to now third parties, because third parties covers less as compared to comprehensive. The reason why an average Kenyan, let me say an average Kenyan, should consider to take a comprehensive cover is because you are almost sure that if this car gets stolen, you might not be able to replace that car. Or if this car gets an accident and it's written off, you might not be able to comfortably repair this car. So for that reason, that's why you transfer that risk of not being able to replace this vehicle or repair it. You transfer that risk to an insurance company, that in case I get involved in an accident, I'll be able to get the cover. For rich people, they are almost sure that even if that car is stolen or maybe is written off, I will be able to comfortably replace the vehicle or repair it. So an average Kenyan needs more comprehensive than a rich person. Because of that certainty, ile wewe mwenyewe unajua hautaweza, you take a comprehensive because you know you can't be able to repair or replace.
Thank you. So, Elijah, coming to you, Martin has told us that he's able to set aside a maximum of, let's say, 1,000 shillings per month to buy a good comprehensive product that is out there. We know that, for instance, people who contribute to former NHIF individually, they were paying around 500 per month, and that was able to cover them, some 80,000 in terms of inpatient. You have limitless outpatient in a single facility. But for him, when it comes to private insurance, how much can one get with 1,000 shillings per month? And how much benefit do you get in return? Because I understand they are very cheap insurance stuff that you can pay even 1,000 per year. But what is the guarantee that you get a serious cover? Because, in case accidents are serious stuff, and you don't want an insurance policy that tells you in case of an accident, we'll pay you 15,000. What can 15,000 do for you when you are sick on a hospital bed?
Okay. So thank you, Joe, for that good question, and Martin for contribution. So one thing I know is the old insurance, medical insurance cover, have been quite, let me call them expensive compared to the upcoming or what we are referring today as micro insurance. That is insurance specifically designed for the low income earners. Yes, they are there, very affordable, and with 1,000 per month, that is equivalent to 12,000. I can bet you you can get a cover limit of around 300,000. Yeah, with just 12,000. However, I must state this, that for a private insurance policy or a private medical cover, you don't do it in bits. That is the only challenge for a low income earner like a driver. So you are allowed to do maximum 2 to 3 times. However, if you want more, you can do something we call IPF, or insurance premium financing, whereby every insurance have their own partners. They give you kind of a loan, and you'll be paying in small bits. That is what we can possibly offer for that person who can't be able to accumulate the entire amount at a go. Yeah, so with 12,000 per year, you can get an inpatient of 300,000. However, you can enhance it. You can enhance that cover to include the outpatient cover. Outpatient cover also includes dental and optical and maternity. But they are very good cover. A 12,000 annual premium cover gives you a maternity of around 30,000. That is normal delivery. Yeah, it also gives you a maternity cover of 45,000 CS. It covers you ambulance. That is annually you have a kitty set aside around 15,000, still included in that what we call the inpatient cover. So you have the maternity, both CS and normal. You have the ambulance cover. You also have the automatic last expense cover that in the event you're no longer there, your family doesn't have to foot the entire bill. So the insurance will pay off like 40,000. At the same time, we shall be able to compensate in case of fire.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you very much. I think towards the end of this video, I wanted us to have a more of a light movement because, insurance topics are, I would say, when you start saying when you are no longer there, your last expense,
Yes.
people like feel this conversation I don't want to have. I'm not dying. I am healthy. I am young. Where does this perception come from when people start saying that they have paid for insurance for 3-4 years and they don't utilize it? And for me, I would say I'm a victim of that statement because my vehicle here, during the first 2 years, I paid comprehensive insurance. It was quite expensive. I think I was paying around 40,000, and I never claimed a single time. And moving forward, I said, I paid twice, and I never used it. Now I'm going to that party, and I'm telling you, if there was an option of not having insurance at all, I would be in that category right now. Where does that mentality come from that when you pay, you must utilize? Or how do we cure that mentality?
So one thing is for sure, and I understand where you come from, or where rather we come from. One thing is our setup. From way before, we've known to contribute in the event something bad happens or something good happens to our society. Look at where you come from in the village. When there is a ratio, what do? You most of the time come together and contribute. When there is somebody, you also do the same. We've not really moved away from that mentality. Now things have changed, and we need to embrace the new changes. Because today, when something like an illness or let me call them okay, for an illness we can take it as a communal thing, but for a motor vehicle insurance, it's out of, maybe you don't understand the benefits that you get from an insurance. Yeah, you've talked of you abandoning that party insurance if you had a choice. But have you ever imagined what cost you would incur in the event you hit someone with your car? Yeah, you would probably pay around 3 million. Yeah, for not having that insurance. So insurance comes to lift off the burden that you'd otherwise take, yeah, when you don't have it. So for a medical cover, it's sometimes you pay, and possibly you don't utilize the card. Yeah, what you should be thankful for is that you are healthy. Yeah, because it is still expensive for you having that insurance and being sick. It doesn't really drain you financially. A health issue doesn't really drain you financially only. There are a lot of other things that stops. Yeah. So even if you don't, be happy. that you are not utilizing that card. Otherwise, assume you have that medical cover of maybe let's talk of 10 million, and then the entire bill has been absorbed by an insurance company. But remember, if you are healthy, there is a lot of value you could have added to your life. Yeah, so stop looking at it from one angle that I've lost financially, but you would have created more value if you are healthy. So when you are healthy, be thankful. Yeah, even if you have that insurance cover. But I will tell you that insurance is an important tool to manage those bills. Because today you will agree with me that majority of friends don't even care. They will probably visit you the first time. The second time, what do? That's it. Yeah, they will just be calling each other, jamaa wetu ametoka. Yeah, but believe you me, your family can you can sell everything because of a medical cover. Yeah, if you don't have a medical cover and you are hit by a simple illness like a heart attack, yeah, you are required to do maybe a surgery, you would call one friend, two friends, whatever you are able to accumulate may not be enough. So what would you do? You would possibly go to borrow a loan. What it may take you 1 year to repay that loan. Yeah, so that is why it is important. As much as you won't use it, have it.
Thank you. So coming to Martin, also there is this thing that I have heard so many times about drivers and owners of these small vehicles, the Uber.
Yes.
If you know that this car has a gearbox issue or it is coming to end of life, period, you can choose to gongesha hii gari so that you get paid.
Yes.
So I wanted to hear from you, do you think that is a trick from drivers to get themselves paid by insurance companies when they are tired of their vehicles, or they know clearly the vehicle has an issue in the front part, the gearbox and the engine are failing? So you just look for an opportunistic time, you cause a self accident,
Yes.
voluntarily, for you to be paid.
Yes.
Is that something that you think happens among drivers?
Yes, I've heard of those cases, but I believe that is unethical because number one, you are exposing yourself, because you might think you are destroying that vehicle, but in the course of doing it, you even harm yourself. So I think I wouldn't advise for you to do that, because number one, before the insurance company pays you, they will have to do a lot of due diligence. So unaweza fikiria you are solving a certain problem, but you end up not being paid. So you would rather even take care of the damaged part of your vehicle, ung'ang'ane kuitengeneza, as opposed kusema uiharibu ndio ulipo na insurance. Insurance haidipage tu ati hivyo tu. Useme ati nimeongea ati gari imeisha, now you go and launch a claim and then you are paid. There's a lot of due diligence that happens, so you might not be able to escape like that bit.
Thank you.
So I wouldn't advise. Yes.
So because you have said that, of course, we are not advising drivers to do those kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But from your experience, as a driver and as an insurance guy,
Yes.
what is, and maybe also Elijah, you can get, into this one. What is the biggest malpractice that, drivers and car owners try to falsify or make unrealistic cases so that they can claim money against insurances? Like, what is the biggest? I hope you get my point. Like,
Yes.
ni case gani ya fraud that is so prominent among car owners and drivers, so that they can, wrongfully benefit from insurance money? Maybe I can start with you shortly and then we go to Elijah.
Coincidentally, you have said it. The same question you have asked, I think that's the biggest fraud that I've had. If maybe you are sure you're not going to be able to repair the engine, you think the solution is to hit to write off the vehicle. So I think that's one of the biggest I have had. Not unless maybe there's something else, but I have had that, and I think we cannot agree that's unethical, and you're exposing yourself.
Yeah, so what I know is that we have a series of fraudulent claims. Yeah, number one is when your car is hit. you know, once you take up a comprehensive insurance, you automatically enjoy what we call the towing benefit, that you don't have to move your car from the scene of accident. You can call the insurance, yeah, or you can take the nearest towing vehicle, and they are able to charge. So what you'll find is, if the towing vehicle charges 5,000, what you'll find is that they may advise the driver of the towing vehicle to write it as 15 so that they benefit. So that's one of the incidents. Number two is on you make some arrangement with a mechanic, yeah, so that he can inflate the prices of spares, and you can mint the difference. So that is another one is when you have a small crack in your windshield. So what you will find, someone may take a stone and hit it, yeah, so that he can be able to do a claim. And as you have put it, if you realize that your vehicle is almost getting what we call what do you call it?
End of life.
Yeah, end of life. You take up a comprehensive insurance, and then towards the end of the year, you crash it so that you can enjoy. But there are a lot of risks that comes with such behavior. Number one, you can be prosecuted, and that is what people don't understand. If an investigator, because he may not come as really an investigator, he can send someone, or he can come in a way to look like a friend, and you unfortunately reveal. So if you are caught, you can be prosecuted, and possibly an insurance can even decline to ever give you an insurance, because they share the data. That is one thing you must understand. If one insurance detects a fraud, what they do is that they share the details of that particular person to the entire system, and the system is interlinked. IRA and TSA and insurance, they are all linked up. So if something happens and you are blacklisted, you may never be able to get an insurance policy. Not even for motor, even for personal. Yes.
Thank you very much. I think just to wind this up, I will give you an opportunity maybe to quickly say your number as well as Martin, so that people can reach out to you. But this is not the first or the last videos. We'll be back with many more. And guys, please feel free to share your questions in the question box or the comment section, so that it can inform our next topic of our discussion. So quickly, your contact, so that people can reach out to you if they need any support with whatever insurance policy they would be interested in.
All right. So my number is 0719 265 155, and you can also get us through Kenya Insurance Hub, a YouTube channel that purely discusses matters to do with insurance. So if you want to know more about the prices of that party, comprehensive cover, medical covers, you can always reach us out through that channel. That is Kenya Insurance Hub. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much for watching this video. My number is 07144311036. In case of any question in regards to insurance, like Moi has put it, we do civic education as well as reviews on insurance products. So we have a YouTube channel by the name Kenya Insurance Hub. And in case you have any question, you can always shoot it for channel Joe. You can always pick it from there. And we do a detailed review just to help you understand insurance. Because the insurance, we normally say insurance is not like other services, come apart services which is direct. So insurance you have to understand this product before you buy for good subscription. And that's the insurance we call insurance. So thank you very much.
Thank you guys for your input, and thank you viewers for spending time on this channel. I can tell you that this information is you will not get it anywhere else apart from this channel. So thank you for sticking on, and see you in our next video. Bye bye. So thank you.
Thank you.